Hey guys, welcome back. Another Abs Blast class with David from Athletic Edge Aberdeen. Hope you're all doing well, getting through the lockdown. Today's class is going to be short and sharp. It's going to be the usual matrix, but it's just going to be 4 exercises. We're going shorter because the exercises are harder, and it will give you an opportunity to push yourself as hard as you can during each set without knowing that there's not going to be loads of things afterwards. So we're going to start with the usual warm-up. Mobilize, loosen everything off, and then we'll just jump straight in. So let's get still set. Make sure you got some space around you, not too tight in the space. Leans to the side to loosen off that spine. Main thing we're going to be working here is kind of like holistic core exercises. So it's going to be working everything all at once. There will be variations of each one, so I'll show you the easy one, and then obviously how to progress it to make sure you get a good challenge. Good. Now rotate to the sides, use those arms to create some extra swing. Main thing is that you're working hard. Whether you choose an easy version or a hard version, as long as you're hitting that rate of perceived exertion of like your 8 out of 10, that's the golden number for this, to have a real good push, good burn at the end of the sets. If it's too easy, if you're looking at a 5, 6 out of 10, then we need to find a harder variation, or we need to change it up, get the speed, get the tempo changed, something, get more reps in, something that can give you a bit of extra challenge. Widen your foot stance here. I'm just going to reach and twist. Good. During the warm-up, your body's going to tell you if anything's not feeling quite right. So listen to what it's telling you. Stretch as well if you need to, as well as mobilizing. Good. Now when you lie down on the mat for one more warm-up exercise, just lie here so you can see the profile. Tuck the knees in, arms to the sides, and just roll those hips side to side. Just stretches out that lower back a little bit, stretches those hips a little bit. Make sure the shoulders don't come up off the floor while you're doing this. Great. And set yourself up. Okay, so the first exercise in our matrix is going to be something I call round the worlds. So it's a bit like a leg raise, only you take your legs in a big loop as you go around. Now this can end up being a very small circle, or it can end up being a really big circle that involves the hips coming up off the floor. So what I'll do is I'll show you both versions, and then pick the version you want, and we're going to hit that for 30 seconds. I'll show you the exercises this way and side on as well, so you get a good judge of what we're doing. So, just like we did for that last warm-up exercise, hands out to the sides, and what we're looking for here is a nice big circle round and back down to the bottom. And then obviously once we've done a couple, switch directions, like so. Now, if you want to make it easier, you can bring your legs closer in. So you can put your knees closer in, soften the knees, and create the circles, like so. It puts a little bit less weight on your back and on your core muscles. Alternatively, to make it more difficult, what you can do is add in a little hip boost at the top, which involves obviously getting the hips up off the floor during the reps as you go through the circles. That's the one I'm going to start with, but if I find it's getting too difficult as we progress, I can regress the exercise and dial it back a little bit from there. So that's our first exercise. We're going to hit that for 30 seconds. So get yourself set. Oh, and just before we start, you will need something to hold on to. It doesn't need to be heavy. These are just 2 kilos for exercises further on in the class. So to prevent having to rush off during the workout, grab yourself a couple of tins of beans, a couple of water bottles, or if you have dumbbells at home, a couple of little dumbbells and you'll be perfect. So let's get started with these round the worlds. 30 seconds, off we go. Nice and smooth, as smooth as you can be. That's good. I'm doing 2 one way, 2 the other. Whatever works for you on this. Nearly there. Final 7 seconds. Good. And that's your 30 seconds there. Nice job. Now, second time round, we do that exercise again, followed by a new one. So I'm going to show you the new one now. So it's jackknives. 2 different ways of doing this with different variations of both. The first one is just without the weight. So without the weight, you can do an easy version, which is tucking the knees up, touching the hands behind the knees, coming back down so your heels and the back of your hands touch the floor. Up and down, that's the basic version there. Or make it harder, straight arms, straight legs, scissor up, scissor down, ensuring that your back doesn't overarch as well, that it doesn't lift up off the floor. Now, if you want to make that harder, you can add in these dumbbells, down and up as well. But before we do that exercise, we've got another set of round the worlds to go for, so let's get them done. 30 seconds on the round the worlds, off we go. Good. This is really fatiguing my abs already. I'm going to try and persevere, but I may regress as we go on. Lifting those hips off the floor is hard work. Good. Right, into the jackknives. I'm going to start with those dumbbells. Set, and off we go, 30 seconds. Now this is another one. Even if you've got the dumbbells in hand, you can bend those knees if you want to. Just bring them out in front of the shins. That works too. This is why there's only 4 exercises. It's very tough, all very similar movements. The fatigue is real. Good, and rest there. Nice job. 2 down. Third exercise we're going to go for is a plank style exercise called a renegade row. Again, I'm going to show you this from the front and then also from the side. Now, first things first, hip position is key. So when you do a renegade row, you're up on your hands and feet in the plank, and what you do is you raise one hand and put it down, raise the other hand and put it down. What you want to prevent happening is twisting around, because your hips are naturally going to try and twist to get the weight balanced through your right arm. What we want to do is keep the shoulder line straight and the hip line straight when you come up and down like so. There will be little bits of movement, but we want to keep it as small as possible. If you want the basic version of this, hands together in the middle, feet nice and wide so you form a triangle. This gives you good stability in your feet, which helps prevent the twist. To make it harder, either put the feet close together or the hands further apart, but only if you can prevent that twist. And that's our third exercise on the docket. But first we've got the round the worlds and those dumbbell jackknives again. So let's set ourselves in, 30 seconds, off we go. This time I'm just going to stay flat. I reckon that'll be hard enough. But feel free to keep on doing the harder version. You know what they say, those that can't do teach. And I'm willing to admit that a lot of the people that do these classes are going to have a stronger core than I am. Keep it up, a couple more. Good. Dumbbell jackknives or regular jackknives. 30 seconds. Off we go. Good. 10 more seconds. Stick at it. Excellent. Alright, we're into those renegade rows. So I'm going to go with hands close together, feet nice and wide, 30 seconds. Off we go. Let's keep those hands nice and set. Keep those hips set. Prevent the movement through them. Good. Ease that one off. Feeling that burn now. It's good. Right. Fourth exercise in the plan is going to be some drive ups. So it's like a sit up where you drive your arms up above your head as you go. The important thing to do is lead with your chest and your head here, and not lean too much far forwards. Two versions of this as well. One with or without our tins of tomatoes. So, back, hands up as if you've got weights in them, or with weights in them. You drive up towards the ceiling. Now, the rule here is, when you get to the top, I don't want your hands in front of your knees. Because if your hands are going in front of your knees, you've used the weights to help you get up. If the hands are behind the knees, then obviously the weight is working against you, or your posture is working against you to make it more difficult. But we've got the other three to do first, so let's get started with those round the worlds. Off we go. That's good, 10 more seconds. Good. Onto the jackknives. I'm going to touch down at the bottom this time to make sure I can maintain that nice flat spine. Because as you fatigue, your back's going to try and arch more and more. Good. Oh, renegade row. Ten more seconds. Good. Now into those drive ups. I'm going to do it with my dumbbells. Grab whatever you need. 30 seconds. Off we go. Good, and rest there. Whew, that's the halfway stage, that's good. We do a quick stretch now that we're in the halfway stage. Let's lie in front, chest up, head up, arch the back, lift the chest, and hold that position. Good. Okay, so the way it works on the way back down is that we start with our drive ups and we finish with our round the worlds. But that'll be our last time doing the round the worlds. Then the next round is the last time doing the jackknives, so on and so forth, until we're just doing the drive ups at the end. We already have done the 4 in a row, so that's as hard as it's going to get. We do the 4 in a row again, and then it just gets a little bit easier each time, shorter, until we work through to the end. So let's give it a good push and get it done. So we start with those drive ups, and we hit that for 30 seconds. Off we go. And remember, don't let those hands go beyond your knees. Keep the weights up. Good. Now do the renegade row. 30 seconds, off we go. Just a bit longer. Good. Now we do the jackknives. Set yourself, 30 seconds, off we go. Five more seconds. Good. Now we do those round the world for one last time. 30 seconds. Off we go. Again, if you can lift those hips, keep doing it. I have very little left in the tank here, like endurance-wise. So I don't think. Obviously, at any point, if you need to rest, to make sure you got good form, rest, and then get back in when you're able. Final 5 seconds. Good. Right, and that's us done with the round the world. What we're not done with is the drive ups, the renegade rows, and the jackknives. So let's get ourselves set. Straight back in for those drive ups. 30 seconds. Off we go. Good. Now the renegade row. 30 seconds. Off we go. I can feel my hips starting to twist more now. That's a fatigue thing rather than a form thing. So as long as you're still trying to control it and you're not really swinging, you're all good. As long as that effort is there, as long as it's still stable, that's okay. Good. Jackknives. Last time on these. So set yourself. Get ready for a nice strong set. 30 seconds, off we go. I'm going with those bent knees now. So I don't overload my lower back now that it's tired. And so I can keep the strong alignment in the joints as well. Good. Now we're done with jackknives as well. So we've got the drive ups and the renegade rows. Just take 10 seconds to rest. Deep breaths if you need them. And let's get ready to go. 5 seconds to get set for those drive ups. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Remember, this is a short workout. So you want to make sure, like I have, that you're pushing to fatigue on every exercise. If you're cruising through these sets, thinking, why is that guy in the video struggling? I'm finding this easy. It's not that I'm doing it wrong. It's that we're not working hard enough. You're not finding enough reps. You're not putting enough weight in your hands. That's what we're looking for. That burnout every time. Good. Last set, renegade rows. 30 seconds. Off we go. 10 more seconds. Good. And now just one last set of dry reps. We're gonna go in 5 seconds. We'll just get it done. Get it boxed off. 3, 2, 1. Off we go. Let's finish the job. 10 seconds down. 10 seconds left. Push through. Last few reps. Good. Done. Nice job, guys. Really good effort. Now I'm just going to run through a few stretches to finish the job, just to make sure we don't get really bad DOMs over the next couple of days. First, we're going to do that arch and cobra stretch again. So lie flat on the mat. Hands at your shoulders. Lift the chest. Lift the head. Deep breaths into the belly. Really push out the belly as you breathe in. You can hold these for up to a minute as well if you want to. I fully recommend stretching before bed as well. It's a good one. You get 2 sets of stretches in. That's really going to help with your recovery. Now let's stretch those hip flexors. They've had a bit of a beating with all the leg lifting. Into a kind of kneel, head and chest up. Just keep that elongation on your hip flexor. And then just dial forwards to get a good stretch here. And we're going to hold these for a good 30 seconds a piece as well. Now, if you've enjoyed today's class, and you want to get the content as soon as it comes out, click the link below, like and subscribe. And as always, if you have any feedback on the class, requests on muscles you want to work, different areas you want to feel a challenge in, drop a comment, drop a DM, let me know, and we can get something organized, okay? Let's swap sides. Same thing on this side as well. And as I said, if you get another set of stretches in before your bed, that will just help ensure that the aches and pains aren't too big tomorrow. What you want to prevent on this as well is you don't lean forwards. Because as soon as you lean forwards, you allow the hip flexor to relax again. And we want it to get a good intense stretch here. If you wanted to make it even harder, you can have your hands up above your head as well. Lean back, and that would increase the stretch even further for those of you who are really flexible in your hips. Good, ease that one off. Now just stand up, just do a few rotations and leans again. Make sure everything's moving nicely. Nothing too crunchy. And then to the sides. Okay, nice job. Thank you as always for joining me today. Take care, look after yourselves, keep working hard.